Okay, one more time, quick disclaimer. I literally live next door to like a rooster, so you're probably gonna hear him doing his thing all throughout the video. I'm so sorry about that, guys, ahead of time. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do if you wanna start using the flash on your camera is you wanna set your camera to the manual mode for taking pictures, which is represented by the letter M on the little dial, the little mode dial on the side of your camera. This will basically allow you to have your camera set to whatever settings you put it on, and it'll stay there, it won't change on its own, and you'll be able to really control the way a picture looks. Next step is you're gonna wanna release the flash on the side of your camera. It's represented as like a little lightning bolt on the side of the viewfinder. You can just tap the button. If you don't have anything blocking the flash, it should be able to just pop up on the camera and you can go ahead and start using it. Okay, now that you have your flash activated and ready to go, now it's time to start setting your camera to the settings that you're gonna need to be able to actually see the flash whenever it goes off, whenever you are taking pictures. And one of the first things you should know is that your shutter speed shouldn't be too much faster than 125. And that rule pretty much has something to do with basically the speed of light. If you have your shutter speed cranked up too high, then it'll be snapping faster than the time it takes the light to go to a subject and bounce back and come back to your sensor to be able to be read. And that's why if you've been using your flash and you see like some of your pictures are like halfway dark and the other half is you can see the flash, and that's because your shutter speed is too high. So make sure you bring it down to about 125th of a second, but really honestly just no faster than like 250 or maybe even 200, because that's when you start to see some of the chipping on the pictures where they're like completely solidly black. You'll basically see these black bars or just a completely black screen, and you might not really understand why, and that's why. Okay, so here's another good tip for whenever it comes to taking pictures, just in general. Whatever you're gonna be taking a picture of, make sure that your subject is a nice distance away from the background. Most people like to take pictures like this. I don't know why, but most people like to take pictures like this. They'll stand right in front of a wall and take pictures, but what will happen is when you take a picture and that flash goes off, you'll see a shadow on the wall in the outline of the subject, and that looks really tacky. No one likes that. It's unprofessional looking. What you would rather do is have your subject step away from the wall, then take the picture out here where the flash actually hits me, but it doesn't create such a shadow right there on the background, and that lighten me up. I won't see an outline on my body, and it'll look a lot better. So just as a note, make sure you have a nice distance between your subject and your background, whatever that subject is, whether it's a person or a soda can. Just make sure it's a good distance away from whatever background it is. And here's the last major tip for taking really nice photos and be able to use your flash, because you're already using flash once you pretty much activate it. And that is, you want to make sure that your ISO is exposed for the brightness of your background, which means before you even use the flash, you want to make sure that your camera can actually take pictures where you can kind of see some of the dark, because if the ISO is way too high, then when you take a picture with the flash, it's gonna really make the flash look like whatever your subject is just getting closer and closer to just like a solid white, and it'll just completely be overexposed. So a trick that I usually do is I'll take a picture without my flash on, get my settings correct, and then when I turn flash on, I'll make sure that only thing the flash is really doing is kind of highlighting the subject in a natural way, and it's not too strong. But yeah, that is how to use the flash on the Lumix G7. I know you guys have been requesting this video for a minute, so I decided to go ahead and hurry and put it together for you guys. And I have a few more tutorials on the way, and I'm not gonna keep always doing them in my backyard, but sometimes it's just easier to just go ahead and whip out the camera, stand out here and talk to you guys, and get straight to the point. And clearly there's a lot of nature around me. There's birds everywhere chirping. I did not add any of these background noises. It's just kind of crazy right now. More videos on the way. I also have an external flash that I'm probably gonna make a video about. And I have also made like a flash photography or like a strobe video, but at that time my Lumix G7 was actually broke, so I couldn't actually take a picture and show you guys how it looks. So maybe I'll revisit that video as well. If you guys have any more ideas, let me know and I'll make sure I'll cover them. If not, I'll also come up with my own videos like usual. And this bird is like, I don't know if you can see him, he's like right there. Yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys later on in the next video, and make sure you guys keep aiming for the top. Like, comment, subscribe if you learned something. See you guys later.